which is quarterback. You have Caleb Williams at number 1, the USC quarterback. Not a very hot take there. Looking at your past top quarterbacks, Bryce Young, number 1 overall in 2023. Desmond Ridder, number 43 overall in 2022 in that vaunted 2022 quarterback class. Caleb Williams, how generational is he? Like, what are we talking about here? Is it Trevor Lawrence that we got to go back to? Is it Joe Burrow? Or even go back to Andrew Luck, John Elway? Like, what are we talking about here for Caleb Williams?
Yeah, so for Caleb, I think he's talented enough where this exercise should have been a lot further back for him. But unfortunately, you go back to it. It's hard to say that he'd be more generational than Trevor Lawrence was in 2021, right? Because that was somebody who, from his freshman year at Clemson, we knew that he was going to be a number 1 overall pick someday, and we kind of touted him as the next great quarterback in the NFL before he even got to his sophomore year of college. And so when I think about Lawrence, especially, I mean, you got to think about this. We're talking pre-draft evaluation. So Lawrence, it's still been a little bit more of a slow burn than some of us thought it was going to be, although it does make sense looking at the offense that he played in at Clemson. So I think the answer to the question, if we're going to stay true to it, is he's the best quarterback prospect since Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
But you go a little bit further here. We can go a little bit further because I got the draft history up right now. Joe Burrow, 2022. Obviously, Burrow was phenomenal as well. He was kind of a interesting story because he was not really seen as a first rounder, number 1 overall pick on a quarterback until that last season when he absolutely was. So I think Burrow, as a final scouting report, probably higher than Williams, but probably just a little bit. So you got those two guys there, but I would have taken Caleb over Kyler Murray. I'd have taken Caleb over Baker Mayfield. I'd have taken Caleb over Mitchell Trubisky, over Jared Goff, probably over Jameis Winston, over Blake Bortles, over EJ Manuel, certainly. And then you get to Andrew Luck at 2020 or at 2012. So I think we're really just looking at Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, and then outside of that, you got to go, 12 years. You got to go 12 years in the past and get all the way down to Andrew Luck. So that'd be my answer to that one.
Okay, so that's pretty good, man. Honestly, I got Caleb, I think, is close with Burrow. I agree with you. I think Lawrence was a better prospect. And then you look back, man, Andrew Luck. That was like the first year I've ever remembered the NFL draft, honestly, the Andrew Luck year. And Andrew Luck, I remember it being talked about like crazy high. As he was the most sure thing of sure thing. And Andrew Luck was awesome at the NFL level. It was simply just injuries that kind of ruined what I think could have been a Hall of Fame long career for him, honestly. Okay, so Caleb Williams, the answer is best since Trevor Lawrence, but honestly, I mean, you look back at past classes, it's probably Trevor, Luck, and maybe, like you said, there's only a couple other guys that even are in a contention with Caleb Williams. So that's pretty good for him.